Greetings out there in YouTube land. This is Morris, man. And as always, I thank you for coming to my channel. Today, I'm going to do a pretty interesting video. It's entitled "Some Tips on Becoming Successful Gigging." Because I was with a few of my band members a couple of days ago, and a guy walked up to us that we've known for years, and he said, "Man, you guys are still playing. What is the secret to you being so successful and continuously playing for all these years?" And we talked about it, and here's some of the things that we talked about that I think might be helpful to you. Uh, Me personally, and most of my band members will agree to this. When you kind of don't like something, you express it, and not in a negative manner or ranting, but we never was one of those people. Even in high school, everybody around me was smoking marijuana, getting high and drinking. Wasn't part of my thing. I just didn't want to pollute my body. And I stood strong because, that peer pressure. Oh, he's a square. Well, let me stay a square with pink lungs, okay? We take that type of mindset into, our performances, because here's some things that I don't like personally. And I don't think most people like it, but they've been roped into it because, okay, everybody else doing it, and I'll seem out of place if I don't do it. To go to a concert, spend your hard-earned money, and 50% of the time at the concert, you're forced to sing, or audience participation with the artist singing out of key his song. You stand up and sing it. I'm like, I didn't come here to sing. I come here for you to sing and entertain me. And most people that we talk to about that, they say, you know what, you're right. I don't like standing up and I'm forced to get up. Oh, y'all ain't here to party, stand up. I'm like, I don't want to be strongholding to something that I don't want to do. I want to sit down and enjoy you performing, because that's what I paid for. I didn't come here to stand up. Hey! Now, some people like that, and that's fine. But most people's like, I'm kind of shy anyway. I didn't come here to sing. I come here to see you sing. So in our performances, we don't ask people to do nothing. They do what they want to do, and that's it. We're not trying to rev you up. It's like, if you want to stand up and clap and sing, you can, but most people don't. They want to sit down and enjoy you instead of everybody hollering and screaming, and that you can't hear the artist because everybody hollering and screaming. So we never bought into that as far as this. We're going to rope you into audience participation nonsense, and I think a lot of people appreciate that, instead of forced and, yeah, stand up, come on, all of you, all that mess. So number two is, okay, that's number one, actually. Number two is, and there's another one that, one of my pet peeves. You go to a concert. Now, of course, the artist is going to do a live version of the studio version. It's really never going to be the same, because they're able to kind of cut loose a little more in the live version versus the studio version, because most people don't realize in the studio version it's discipline. You got your parts to do and you do it, and that's it. None of this extra added long drawn out stuff. So one of my issues is, and my band members agree, I don't want to come to a concert and hear a 15-minute version of your song. It's too long. I'm like, I got a short attention span, and I want to sit here for 15 minutes listening to one song. How about within that 15-minute span, give me two of your best songs that I like, or maybe three? But, bands are notorious for that. I remember Prince. Prince was notorious for that, 12-minute song. It's like, that's just too much. I love the song, but I want to hear an extra long version of it. But everybody is different. Some people's like, cool. Because there are some songs you do want to stretch out and say, hey, live version, we can do some extra stuff and give you some more. But past the 10-minute mark, it's like a little bit much. So we are very attention to detail when it comes to that. We're not trying to drag it out to the point where it's like, come on already, give us the next selection. Okay, the next one is, man, am I right? It's so sloppy. Okay, this one. And this is one that some people just don't think about, but it's like, you need to think about this, because this could get your ass kicked. And now you might be thinking, what is this? Which one is this? It's this. You got to be conscious of your setting, because I give you some examples. You're probably perhaps playing to just about a female audience, or the females are up front, just the women. It's this ladies' night out, and the lead singer breaks into a ballad, a Teddy Pendergrass song. He can go out there and kind of work the audience and kind of get the women worked up, because it might be, I guess, a good thing to do, in the sense of art, entertaining. But here's another scenario. It's basically a couples type of audience, tables, and there's men with their women, men with their wives, women with their husbands, women with their boyfriends. Not a good idea to go out in the audience with your mic doing the slow song and all up in the women's face and getting them worked up in front of the men, because you might get your ass kicked. And it's kind of like it's an unsaid rule for men. Don't disrespect me in my space with my woman. Don't go there. But there's some people that don't think about that. And it's like, you don't want to upset the audience. You don't want to offset the audience neither. Stay on the stage and give a good performance, and everybody will enjoy it and respect it, as opposed to you coming on down because you see a woman all like this next to her husband and you all in her face. Not a good idea. So, we're very conscious of that, as far as this is an evening that we can probably do that because they want that, because it's just the majority of women, go coming out, women's night. And then, if it's not, don't go there. So, okay, number 4 is, and big name acts are notorious for this. And I know a long time ago, it's kind of like a little kept secret. You always say to yourself, whenever I go to a concert, regardless who it is, for the most part, they're like an hour late. What's up with that? It's like you're rich and you got limousines, so don't the limousines show up on time to get your ass up on stage, when we sitting here waiting for you? And here's the secret to that. They do it deliberately because they figure that they're building anticipation. To me, they do all they doing is getting you pissed off. You're mad, you crammed up in there, and now you got a whole hour before the show, and that wait is almost as long as the duration of the performance when you show up. So, we always made it a point to be on time, because nobody likes nobody showing up late, whether it's a concert or a job or it's somebody, you relying on to do something for you or help you. Here they are an hour late. You're not going to feel too good about that. So, we've always been conscious of that and bucked the tradition, as far as we're going to show up 45 minutes late, and by then the audience is really ready for us. The audience was ready for you when they walked in, sat down and paid their money, so be conscious of that. Throw away that this is the bandwagon thing because everybody does it. Nobody likes that. And I don't know why nobody realizes that. Okay, so the next one is don't cover a song that you can't cover. And what I mean by that is there's some songs that instrumentation-wise within your band, you can do it. And then there's some songs just like, we don't have the manpower to do this, If it's a song that has heavy horns and you don't have a horn section, duh. If it's a piano ballad, you don't have a piano player and you a guitar player, duh. Ribbon in the Sky. It's a piano song. So you better have a piano player. And of course the guitar player to accompany him, which is fine, but don't show up doing piano ballads on guitar, because the guitar is a different animal from the piano. And some things you can't emulate on guitar that was done on piano, so not a good idea. Think about, your resources within the band. You say, okay, we can do this. Same thing with vocals. There's some songs that require heavy harmonies. If you don't have a band that have some more guys that can back you, the lead singer, up to do those heavy harmonies, don't go there, because people are waiting or anticipating to hear something very similar or a very good recreation of the original recording. So be mindful of that, because there's some people I know that's trying to tackle songs they can't tackle. And it's not about their talent set or skill set. It's that they don't have the resources to pull it off, to even remotely sound close to the record, This is actually part of number 5. What is this? Okay, don't take a gig that your band, this is kind of tying in with the other one prior to this one, that your band can't cover. And what I mean by that is if it's a jazz gig and you're not hardcore jazz musicians, don't go there. I mean, within your set of an R&B tune or set, you can throw in a few selected jazz songs that you guys can cover. But if you're not a quote-unquote jazz band, don't take a jazz gig. And vice versa. If you're a hardcore jazz band, don't take a blues gig or R&B gig or a pop gig, That's just common sense. Number 6, be respectful to your audience. And what I mean by that is it's kind of like, you're working for them and the customer is always right, So because I guess over the period of the last 15, 20 years, you have artists that are very disrespectful to the audience. Now, of course, the audience can get really riled up and get rowdy, but that's what you got security for. Instead of you up there on stage getting mad, slamming mics down, throwing stuff in the audience because somebody threw stuff up on the stage for you. Never act like a fool when there's a fool acting up, because a passerby can't determine who's who. They look at two idiots going at it and they don't know who's the calm head who got aggravated by the idiot. So it's not a good idea, to do that. And I know it's very difficult because there's some times we performed, this is a long time ago, people was throwing pennies on the stage. And then, we would do something that's very humorous. Like we pick up the penny and say, hey, every little penny count. And we're a little piggy bank on stage. We put the penny in there. People laugh and crack up. It's like, make it creative, make it interesting, make it defuse the situation. Because I'm watching YouTube and I'm looking at some of these artists like Eminem and I think Acorn or whatever his name is, Arkon. And some dude said something and sassed him or whatever. And he's like, what guy was that? Point him out to me. Bring him up on stage. Acorn took his shirt off, picked him up, and threw the guy back on stage. Back into the audience. Like, come on, man. You just as bad as the guy that got you pissed off. So, be respectful, be professional. And that never goes wrong. You can never go wrong when you continue to be professional and not disrespect your audience, even though you might have a few idiots in the audience. Because just, throw out some few things as far as people. Because men have a tendency to get jealous like women, because we up on stage looking good, performing, and the women loving it. Then the guys in the audience, some of them wish that they was up on stage making the women love it, and they're a little resentful with you. So now they're gonna try to derail or sabotage your thing. And we've had things happen to us, like right before the second set, some guys come up on stage and unplug the amps. They trying to be hilarious and funny. You got guys that are booing in the audience because they're jealous. All the focus is on the guys up on the stage and not the guys in the audience that's looking at some of these single women in the audience. So you have to be bigger than the idiots and just ignore that, because you don't want anybody to offset you and throw you off your performance or your game, because when you get angry, you don't perform as well. At least I don't. When I got a lot of stuff on my mind, I don't give a super great performance that's totally focused. So those are just some, I would call these just common sense things, but there's some people that don't have common sense. I don't know, but there it is. These are some of the things that have made us continuously be successful and continuously gig. So until next time, take care and thanks for watching this video.